Good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live. This is episode 189 of my show. And tonight I'm very excited to welcome back musical duo Lightwater and WILCO to my show. So they've been working together for the past 9 years and they hope to inspire love through the power of their music. So in 2021, they released their debut single, Born and Raised, and then last month in January, they released their single, Chosen, featuring D. Lyles. So they are in the house. Whenever you guys are ready, feel free to come on in and let's get this party started. Hey guys, how we doing? What's new? Hello, hello. Say what's up if you're in the chat. Tell me where you're coming in from. Where are you tuning in from this evening? Pinning this comment. So I just pinned the link tree for Lightwater and WILCO. Hey guys!
Hello. How's it
How
going?
we doing?
Good. Doing fantastic. Good to see you again.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you guys back in the show. So you guys were back on my show around the Super Bowl, because I remember last time we were talking, we talked about last year's Super Bowl performance.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Awesome. So what's new? What's going on with you guys?
Just in Louisville, just got through doing a performance last night at the local CR.
Yeah.
As you very well know, just finished up and released the latest video that we're going to talk about. It's a slow grind, but keeping at it.
Yes. Yes. Sam, what's going on with you?
Nothing much, same thing. Just focusing on the music. We have a lot in mind for what we want to do going forward. So just trying to stay focused and knocking out one thing at a time.
Yes, yes. I'm so happy to be with you guys on this journey. I just want to say congrats on the single Chosen featuring D. Lyles. It came out in January. So when did you first come up with the idea for the song?
It's been a couple of years ago. So you just mentioned our first single, Born and Raised. So around the time that we did that song is when we first wrote this song. And at the time we were kind of searching for the right musical sound. So we kind of put it on the shelf and then kept moving. And more recently, after we had finished Jesus, I started working on the mix of it again, kind of brought it back out. And we managed to kind of nail it down and get it finalized. And then ever since then, it's been all about the video. Yeah.
Yes. So talk to me about when Chosen actually came to the surface. When did you guys start writing it?
I think it was my last couple of years in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
I was already back from The Voice. I knew I was going to be kind of working on some music. And so I went through and got all these different YouTube beats, and I was just writing to it. And I remember hearing this beat, and it was like the song just started pouring out immediately.
Yeah.
And so I got to a point where I knew I wanted D on it. So I asked him, and Justin and I have always done music together in about 9-10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But we were doing like separate projects. And so we came down to this one, and I was like, I think I want to ask Justin to be on this one with me. And so I did. And after that, I kind of felt led to be like, hey man, let's just be a duo. What do you feel about that? And he said, yeah. And so that was the first one to spark the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Yes, good stuff. But I love what you said about going on YouTube and like finding beats and like writing. I think that's really cool. I think YouTube is one of those sources that there's so much information. There's so much stuff. It's like YouTube Academy, right?
Yeah.
It is.
So then talk to me about D. Lyles coming in on this song.
D. Lyles is the man. Anyone that we are around that performs with us, any of our people in the band, any of our friends, always have nicknames. So D. Lyles is watching. That's my boy Silky D right there. He's smooth as glass, man.
Yeah.
Got a lot of love for D. Lyles.
Well, from my time in The Voice with him, I knew a little bit about his story and about he had been through a lot of things in his life, from his parents to other various things, a lot of ups and downs. And so when I was writing the second verse, I don't know, for some reason I could like hear his voice in my head. And so I wrote the verse according to what I knew about him. And then I kind of like sang it as a demo and sent it to him and said, hey man, you just do your own thing to it. And that's what he did.
Yeah. Yes. And I love that you knew him from the voice, but then you were like, oh my gosh, I just hear him on this song. Yeah. Awesome. So talk to me about the creative process and how this song all came together. Did we do the beats first, the instrumentals, or did the lyrics come?
So we started with a YouTube beat, and Sam had basically had the concept, wrote the first two verses, if you will, for him and D, and then I wrote mine separately. And, you know, at those times, a lot of that early stuff that we were working on, we weren't really in the same place all the time. So it's really more just, as we said before, kind of emailing audio files back and forth, putting stuff together. And at some point, I think we became, as I was saying earlier, a little dissatisfied with the way the beat was. Like, we needed more from it. And so we reached out to, Sam reached out to Wyatt, and he really did a bunch of guitar work on it, and we started kind of building on it from there. And it became really more about what Wyatt was able to send us than the original beat that we started with. But once we kind of got it ironed out, it really turned into something special.
And Wyatt was also on, I met Wyatt at the voice as well. So Wyatt is the guy that sounds kind of like Frank Sinatra when he sings. Yeah. So he actually took the YouTube beat and then recreated it to what y'all have heard now.
Yes. And I love that. I kind of love when somebody takes one thing and they remix it and they collab with other people, and then it's kind of like, oh wow, here's where we were and this is the final result.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heck yeah. So okay, so Justin, Sam, and D. Lyles, you're all in different cities across the country. So tell me how you make this all work together with this song.
Email. Google Drive.
We just send, if I come up with a concept, I send it to Justin, I send my parts of it to Justin, and then basically he just takes it and he does what he's going to do with it. So it's the same thing with Darius. Sent Darius the song, sent him the instrumental, and he went to a studio in Chicago and recorded his parts. Send that to Justin, and then Justin and Jason did all the magic that they do with it.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on the back end of things. I basically compile all the information, all the audio that we all have together. And so I'll pretty much do the first step of post-production, lay everything out, organize it, decide what we like, how I want it. And I'll do a rough mix before I take it to Clockwright Studios in Austin, which is my guy, Jason Richard. And we do the mixing and mastering there, and then y'all get to hear the product.
Yes, I love that. So for people who've heard this song, what do you want them to take away? What's the message you want them to know about it?
Well, the song in itself is basically about, for me, it was about when I accepted my calling that this is what I was going to do with my life. Yeah. Almost. Like, when I initially accepted it and started really going down this path, that was like the marker for me. So my first verse, you hear me say, way back seen in signs and visions, purpose of my life was told. I was not with it. I admit it. Samuel didn't want the Wilco. So Wilco only came about because I chose to do what I feel like I was called to do. Yeah. And I've been told since I was a little boy that I was supposed to be like a preacher of some sort. And so this is my way of doing that. So it's like a bunch of different elements in the song came from the time where I really felt like I was being called to do this, to include the whole reach, preach thing. Like I could hear that in my head during this time of my life. And so basically when I was thinking about Darius, again, I was thinking about he had been through all these different things, but he chose to stick with what he was called to do. And then Justin, that's basically what I said to Justin. The song is about this, and he wrote it based on him being called, and that was that.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So Justin, tell us a little bit more about your verse in the song.
The idea, right, is that I've always, since the late 90s, early 2000s is when I started rapping. I had a couple of different groups in Austin where I grew up. So we were always performing in the underground scene, always writing, always recording, always doing those things. And I think for me, having greater expectations of what that might bring, and then those expectations not being met, kind of left a sour taste in my mouth for the idea of music, because at one point it was very much a therapy. It was an itch to scratch. It was the thing that I had to do. And, you know, as you get older, your responsibilities shift. You know, you have all different kind of things going on, and it seemed like there was a distance growing between me and music. Then this came back around, you know, and became all of a sudden, like, it made more sense to me. So my verse is really about the idea of looking back and saying all of that, you know, was kind of laboring in vain, but it was actually like a training ground, a proving ground to where I now find myself in what I'm going to refer to as my purpose. And so, like, I look back at that and it's like, oh, you know, we had a lot of fun, but I wanted more from it. I wanted more than it could give me from a diluted idea of what success is in these days and times, you know what I mean? And so now I find myself in this pocket where, like, those things don't matter. Like, the purpose now driven is not really about what I can gain from this. Can we get a deal? Can we be paid? Can we do the things? This is more about, like, purpose driven ideas of what can we give away? And so I'm at peace with the decision now and this purpose, as opposed to, you know, those more carnal days of, you know, being an MC. So that's kind of what my verse embodies in the song.
And I like what you said about, like, the purpose and, like, knowing that you're there for the message, not for all these other things that most people aspire to be in music, right? I think, like, when people look at musicians, they're like, oh, I want to achieve this. I need to play this venue. I need to win this specific award to be feeling like I'm enough. But it's just like the message is the message that you want to give to the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And more importantly, I think that if I had ever achieved the success I wanted in those younger days, in my younger years, I'm sure I would have crashed and burned. I'm sure I would have been a horrible version of a human being, honestly. So it was probably in God's will to just simply be like, hey, man, like, let's slow you down a step and kind of get you on the right path.
Definitely. So you also did a music video for Chosen. I love this music video. I loved watching it. I felt like it was a short film, and there were so many different elements and things going on, and chasing, and then, like, Darius, like, you know, running, and, like, there was just, like, so much going on. So tell me, what was the vision you had behind this music video?
Well, again, when we first created this, I wanted to go back and, like, do some kind of cinematic thing about each one of us in our own location. So me, where I was at, which was Buda, Texas, Justin from Houston, and Darius is from Chicago. So I was going to kind of do it like that at first.
Right.
Us being where we were, and then we all ended up on the same stage. But, like, right after we did the video for Jesus, I just woke up one morning, right after Justin had sent me the updated version of the beat for Chosen. And it was just, like, clear to me, like, what if we link both of these songs together visually and kind of, like, tell a story? Because that's what people really, I mean, I like series. So basically that's what it was. And so after that, it's like the idea just, like, flooded out of, okay, well, how can we link the two of them together? And so, okay, if we took over all electronics and internet or whatever in real life, what would happen? Well, the authorities would be looking for us, right? And so since Darius is in there, we had Darius get kidnapped because he might know where we are, and we're hiding out from the last video. And it just kind of spiraled from there.
Love it. So, Justin, talk to me about what you like most about the music video.
I'll tell you what, when I showed up on the scene, I was just not prepared. I was not prepared. I was like, there was guys with guns and, like, flak jackets, and I'm like, hey, you know, what's going to happen to Darius? Like, oh no. this is not going to go over well. But like everyone was super cool and just really excited about being in the video. So I really just like that whole area. You know, it's the second video that we've done on that location. And it's just a great look. And then this really come together as a story. You know, truth be told, I like my verse part in the midst of the story, if you will, not the performance, where I'm kind of walking down the hallway and rapping to the camera that will ultimately lead us into the cell where Darius is. It's probably definitely my favorite part. And, you know, it has actually sparked some ideas and some creativity for what may end up being kind of the future process for the next one. I liken it to almost like the old school TV show, The A-Team, where it's like we're on the run, we're on the lam from the fugitives, but we're also helping people. You know what I'm saying? We have purpose, and I was thinking we could call it like the J-Team or something like that. it would be a little bit corny, right? But it'd be a lot of fun at the same time. You know what I'm saying? People who need help from purpose-driven Christian musicians. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So Sam, you're laughing. You need to tell me what your favorite part of the music video was.
Darius, so we were. There was so much stuff going on that day. We had just done earlier that day we did a festival. Darius had came down the night before. We did a show. That morning we did a show. So we're leaving the show and we're going to do this music video. And when we get there, we're like locked out of the building. And it's like the first hour that we're supposed to be filming, we can't even get into the spaces that we need to get into.
Yeah.
So eventually, where I would have normally been in all the locations where Darius was filming, I couldn't. I had to make sure that we were making the most of our time. Yeah. So we were up filming the scene on the roof, and Darius was getting kidnapped. Darius was getting kidnapped. So when I finally meet up with Darius, it's him and our interrogator, whose name is Joseph. They're sitting down in this room, and we kind of like walk in, and we're just watching it, and we're like, "Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good." So that everything that Darius did, I loved all that.
Yeah. So, talk to me about the filming. How long did this take?
It took all day. I was so tired. He mentioned that we did a festival. We did a festival about 10 a.m. And we were there for about 2 hours probably. We left out of there about noon, and everyone showed up on the site. And I don't think we left out of there till it was almost dark, probably 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I tell you what, my feet have never hurt so bad. I don't know if you like. There's a lot of those scenes running up and down the stairs and stuff. Like we had to do those a couple of times, and you know, moving and through the building and doing all the things. So it was rough. But yeah, I mean, we don't really have a lot of choice, right, to like follow up for a second day. You know what I mean? We got to get it done while everyone's in town, and we got to figure it out. So yeah, just one long day.
Then we left the location where majority of the thing took place, and we went to Jeff. This is our buddy Jeff right here. He's our electric guitar player. We went to his house where his wonderful wife Paula, she cooked all this great food for us. So we ate the food. And then it was dark. So we shot the campfire scene in Jeff's backyard. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Also, I love the cardio that you guys were doing in there, because when you talked about running, I just felt like you guys were running constantly throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, it would be great if every shot just got shot once, but that's just not the way behind the scenes. You got to do it several times. Those stairs wore us out.
Yeah. Yeah. But I also loved the fact that you guys were with your band, and then you guys all three were next to each other. And I liked that shot too, because then it kind of had you all in one spot, but then you all had your single moments on the camera as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So the video had an abrupt ending. So we need to know what's going to happen next. What's the next segment of this?
We can't tell you what's going to happen next. What we can say is we're in the process right now of recording our first album. Hopefully we'll get that out at some point in this year.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is basically continue a video series. So shooting a video for every song on the album, and linking it as a story.
Cool.
And if this goes well, then we'll do a second season.
Yes. That's so awesome. Okay, so this album is coming.
Yeah.
You know how many tracks are on the album, or are we still like in the beginning stages of it?
Yeah, it's too early to tell. The idea was, I mean, Chosen was our 4th single, right? So we've got 4 singles out, 4 videos, and you know, we have a list of different concepts and ideas that we've been kind of sitting on and building on. So, you know, we're aiming maybe at an EP. So what is an EP these days? Maybe 6, maybe 7. It just kind of depends. We want to give ourselves the space and time to do all the music like we need to do, but we also don't want to drag it out. So come the beginning of summer, I think we'll kind of evaluate where we are, how many songs we have, what's recorded, what's not, and try to understand what that is. In the past, for my processes of putting out music albums, you know, maybe you got 20 songs that you try to whittle down to 13.
Yeah.
If it's an EP, okay, maybe you start at 15, maybe 10, and whittle it down. The idea that whatever ends up on the album becomes like the choicest cuts, if you will. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I know based on the concepts we have written down, the ideas, I know which ones I want on it, but we still got to finish them first. So we've never really ever stepped into this process. And wherever we start and be like, this is the song we're going to do and we're going to record it, it's going to sound like this. We have never gotten to the end of the process and that's been the case. Something's always changed, evolved, moved. You know, this song that we're talking about, we just released, was supposed to be the 2nd song 2 years ago. And now, so we don't, we hold on tightly, but we let go lightly. That's right.
Mm-hmm. So how about with you, Sam? What are you looking to, as far as the album is going, how many songs are you thinking you want to put up on it?
I'm the same thing with Justin. We have a number in our head, but we've been, as we've started this recording process. So we've been blessed since the last time we saw you with like a whole band. Yeah. Our drummer is 11 years old. It's crazy, yeah. So in the process of trying to get everybody in the same place, recording the music first, then we go back and we do the vocals and so forth and so on. We've seen the process not go as smoothly as maybe we had in our head, this picturesque way it was going to go. So really it's just exactly like Justin said, around the beginning of June or summer, so June, July, somewhere in that area, we'll evaluate how many we have. Right now we're trying to knock out at least a couple of songs a month. We really haven't hit that yet, but we're working on it. And so if we can get into that good rhythm, I would personally love at least 7 songs on but again, it'll just depend on where we're at in June, July. If we want to take it another month or 2, we'll decide at that time. Mm-hmm.
Good things take time.
Absolutely.
So talk
good concepts, though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Talk to me about how you found your bandmates.
How we found them? Okay. So I am a worship pastor at a church here in Louisville, and the majority of the people, all of the people go to my campus. I can't really, honestly, it's like meeting our videographer, Denzel Macklin. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the initial conversation. I just remember them just being on board. And then all of a sudden, we went from me and Justin, one other person, to just 5, 6 people. Full band. And it's been crazy. Me and him were talking earlier today. It's like, since we've decided to be a duo, it's not, we've met in some way, some form, opposition along the way, like stuff trying to keep us from moving forward. But as we keep moving forward, it's just like God has prepared this path for us. And as long as we walk in the path, it's just like we just walk into things. Yeah. So we never planned on releasing the album. We never planned on any of this stuff. Now we have a band. Now we're going towards an album. Now we got our own videographer. We got a drone pilot. All these different things. It's been really crazy. Yeah.
And I think when you're walking in your path,
Yeah.
you're right. Things just kind of like, you're like, oh, I didn't realize all these things were happening so quickly, but it's all just coming together.
That's right.
So beautifully.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're working on the album. What else is going on with you guys?
Album is key. Learning to play piano for me. You know, I can make beats. I use digital equipment, but I don't know any instruments, so I'm trying to learn piano so I can parlay that into maybe learning a guitar. You know, life goes on. We all have day jobs, right? Family, kids, the whole 9 yards. But, you know, also just trying to stay grounded in faith, really, because without that, it'll all fall down real quick if we're not careful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How are you learning piano?
There is an app on the phone called Simply Piano, and someone pointed it out to me, and I can turn on my keyboard at home, and I just play along. It hears me play. It hears the audio, tells me when I hit the wrong notes. It teaches me chords, teaches me positioning. I played an instrument. I played a brass instrument when I was in school. So I knew a little bit about reading music. I knew a little bit about rhythm, but it had been so long. But it's really sharpened me back up to read music on paper and have an understanding of kind of like music theory as well. So, you know, I'm surrounded by these super talented musicians, but sometimes I find myself I feel like I've hit a ceiling. I want to do more beyond just the rapping and, you know, try to make beats, etc. So something like this allows me to kind of understand what all these guys see and what they do, so I can kind of blend in with that.
Yeah, that's cool. I think it's so important to learn an instrument because, right, like you're a rapper and then it's like maybe you're just playing something on the piano and it sparks something and you're like, oh my gosh, I was playing this chord and now I think like I want to implement that and put it in a song.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Sam, what about you? What have you been working on?
Just a lot of in addition to the album and us doing our series, we're going to work on another series where we won't necessarily be starring in it, but it's like the two timelines, and I can't really evolve or tell you anything about the other series yet, but it's like the two timelines are going on simultaneously. Just one's more of a future concept, and we're more like the past version, and at some point they cross. But it's just it's visions that God has given us. So it's like between working on the writing of the songs and thinking about the visualization of this other project, I just got my hands kind of full right now.
And I think visuals are so important when you're telling a story, right? Because then someone can say, hey, I saw this video and it made me think of this, or it makes me feel like I'm not alone because of the way that you guys put it out there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So for the beautiful people watching right now that love you guys, that want to support you, what can they do?
Well, I think in the comments, we have pinned our link tree. Yeah. So you can, if you click on there, it'll take you to everything about us. We also realized recently that if you Google our names, all that same stuff pops up. So you can either Google us, or you can click on that link and it'll take you to the latest video, the video for Chosen. It'll take you to how to purchase the song Chosen, our social media, our YouTube channel, everything, our merch, all of that.
Yeah, they have merch, which you can see they're wearing, Spotify, YouTube. Yes, oh my God, show the merch off. Yes.
Water WILCO.
That is awesome. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's merch, Spotify, YouTube. Oh, where else can everybody else find you?
I mean, all the normal places. My personal trainer posted a video of me working out, and he was able to choose from our music to add along on TikTok. So
nice.
It's everywhere. I think the one thing that I would say that I want to leave with everyone who is, just remember this. Purchasing music on iTunes for the artist is a better move than just simply streaming. I mean, streaming is super convenient. I love it. I love my Apple Music. I can listen to anything I want. But just the idea, especially for up-and-coming artists who are not necessarily aiming at some sort of record deal or some sort of all all the income that we can generate through merch and music sales really helps us to, you know, pay for studio time or travel time, or, you know, give money to the guys, you know, doing the behind the scenes stuff, filming, video editing, mixing and mastering, things of that nature. You know, so just, if anyone walks away from this interview, just remember, start at iTunes first before you go to Apple Music.
Yes, go to iTunes first, because streaming is an easier concept, but it does not help artists when we stream the music. I mean, it's like, I don't know, there's like so many zeros in it, but like like half of a penny.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, you know, like I'm not Travis Scott by any stretch of the imagination. If I was Travis Scott, I'm sure he has plenty enough streams that he can, yeah, earn a nice living. But we're not at those numbers yet. So
yeah,
music purchasing is definitely the deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So definitely support, purchase the music, add it on playlist. Do you guys have any upcoming shows coming on?
We have another CR, which is Celebrate Recovery. We have that pretty much every other month. So we just did one last night. We'll do another one in April. And then I think he said like June or August, somewhere around there, it'll be kind of like, because right now it's more like a service.
Okay.
Where it's like a speaker and stuff like that comes on as well.
Yep.
But in the summertime, it'll be like just a full concert of just us. And then September 29th here in Louisville, we will also be having a part of another concert. And then October, some point, will be the festival that we did last year with Darius. We'll bring him back.
Nice.
And yeah.
So most of the shows are in Louisville, right?
Yeah. Right now.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, guys, that's all the questions I have for you this evening. But guys, don't go anywhere, because Lightwater and WILCO is going to perform.
Yes, we are.
Take it away, guys.
Oh, yeah.
This is our latest single, Chosen, the abbreviated version. Way back seeing signs and visions, purpose for my life was told. Was not with it, I'll admit it. Sam, you did not want the WILCO. I end up right in the midst of that microphone in hands insane. All that matters now is my mission. Got to give it all it takes.
This I was made for this.
Oh yeah.
Clarity when I reminisce.
Reach, reach. Opportunity is calling. Reach, reach. If it's up to me, I'm all in.
Chosen. Chosen.
How could I resist? I was made for this.
From humble beginnings to arrogance and pride, stumbled in the journey learning, yet by sin I died. Under my own strength, off purpose, off being, so walking in his presence of believer redeemed. And through his will, fulfill my faith. Etch my recipe, destiny don't wait. Plant me front and center, oh so bold. Speaking good news, bringing folks to the fold. So we walk in his mission, fulfilling the dream. Speaking to the people, speak the ease with ease. Those trapped in the void, a spark in the darkness. A voice for the voiceless, heart for the heartless. Apart from divine, we all fall down. Rise is the mission and revival is the sound. Speaking of the word, holding tight to the code. Reaching to the people till they call us home.
Chosen.
Yeah. I'm chosen. I'm chosen.
Oh yeah.
I was made for this. What up, D-Louse? Silky D.
Yes, it's a new one. It's called Chosen.
Yeah.
Give it up.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
This next one we're gonna do is actually a song, one of the ones that we're working on that hopefully will make it onto the album. It's called Living on the Edge. It is a remix of the original Living on the Edge. We call ours Lock E2. Here we go.
Lightwater WILCO, Ashley Live. It's going down. Sing it to him, Sam.
Something's wrong in the world today. I don't know what it is. Something's wrong with our eyes. Oh yeah, yeah. We're singing a different way, and God knows it is. Oh Lord, because it's no surprise. We're living on the edge.
Falling, can't help yourself from falling. Everybody, everybody, just
living on the edge. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
falling.
We're living on the edge.
Yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, everybody.
We're living on the edge. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah.
Step into the edges and wherever I may roam. And if I know my ledges, then I'm never far from home. We wander in the wild, in the sinful behavior. Honorable for the prodigal, still known by my Savior. Enemy in my head, Holy Spirit in my heart. If a man falls flat, then he's falling apart. A voice in the void telling me I'm known. A voice in the void and it's calling me.
We're living on the edge.
Can't help yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, everybody.
We're living on the edge. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Falling.
We're living on the edge.
Help yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, everybody.
We're living on the edge.
Falling.
Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Something's wrong in the world today.
World today, world today, world today.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Something's wrong in the world, it seems. We fill our cups with broken dreams. We numb ourselves to the harsh reality. We find no fulfillment in these worldly things. Continue to search in a life of death. Drowning information, devoid of breath. Look in the mirror, make an empty pledge. Pretending we ain't living so.
We're living on the edge.
Falling, help yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody, everybody.
We're
Just
living
falling.
on the edge. Oh, oh, oh,
Woo! Yes, thank you so much, guys. So do you have any final words for the room?
Support music. Support not only just us in general, but folks that we work with, like support D. Lyles, support your local musicians, support your local bands, buy merch, buy music. It's what help drives it. It's I'm not going to call it underground per se, but it's the nature of what I come from, and support from fans. Those sorts of things is what makes it go. We appreciate y'all.
And if you are a fan and you have been supporting, we love y'all. Thank you so much.
Yes. So much, guys. It's always a pleasure having you on the phone. Continued blessings and success. Have a great weekend. And guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow my guys, Lightwater and WILCO. Their new single, Chosen, is out everywhere. Go check out the music video. It's awesome. And new music to come from these guys this year. Guys, thanks so much for coming back on the show. It's always so much fun having you. And guys, if you don't follow me, I'm Ashley Live. This is Vibin with Ashley Live. And we will see you next time. Thanks again.
Appreciate you, Ashley. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.